Well, hello. So right now I'm going to do a VCR comparison video that I wanted to do. So two of my VCRs. This VCR is my Sharp model number VC8303. I found this VCR at a Salvation Army store when I went to Massachusetts 2 weeks ago. This one is my Emerson model number VCR 2002. I found this VCR at Value Village des Valeurs 5 years ago in 2013. And well, the reason why I wanted to compare these two VCR mechanisms is because they are very similar. This Sharp VCR, I have never found one at the thrift store here in Quebec, because I'm from Quebec. And I was hoping to find one when I went to Massachusetts. And well, I found one at a thrift store, so this is pretty cool. This VCR must be more rare in Quebec. It must be easier to find in the United States than in Quebec, since I have never found one. So right now we're going to insert a VHS tape in this Emerson VCR. Now eject. So I find these two mechanisms very interesting, and they are very similar. As you can see here, the loading motor is at the same position, and it's driving like a two-belt mechanism on the two VCRs. And as you can see, the cassette carriage mechanism, the front loading mechanism, is basically the same thing on this side here. And so the mechanism here, there is a black, like a white plastic piece here, and this plastic piece goes in this and that direction, in those directions, to engage and disengage the front loading mechanism from this pulley here. It is the same thing on the two VCRs, and then it's driving a shaft here, metal shaft, and that goes to a one gear here, and this turns a gear placed vertically, and that drives the front loading mechanism. And on this VCR, this Emerson VCR, it is the same thing, but as you can see, there are two gears, while on the Sharp there is one. This Sharp VCR, when I first got it, it was fully working with no problem. Even the video was fully working. And yesterday, when I went to use it, there was a little issue. Like when the VHS tape inserts, this after it's done inserting, this part here goes in that direction to disengage the front loading mechanism from this pulley. And when the cassette inserted, it did not disengage, and the mechanism got stuck. And it started to do that issue only yesterday. So I found out that it was only this belt here that was bad. It was slipping, and I replaced it. And here is the old belt. I only put it there. And well, I have no idea why it worked perfectly before yesterday, and only yesterday it started to do that issue. Like almost every time I inserted the tape, it slipped, and I did not want to insert all the way. So that's pretty strange. And on this Emerson VCR, I have not done anything to it. It was already, the belts were already good when I got it, and just earlier, before I started filming this video, it did the same issue as this Sharp VCR has done to like yesterday. Like this part wasn't disengaging, and well, not sure if this Emerson VCR had done it before, but I think it might have. but it does it only rarely, and well, you saw when I inserted the tape, it did not do it. It does not do it all the time. So right now it's working pretty well without that I replaced these belts. And well, as you can see here, how the mechanism works. And well, that's basically the same thing for this sharp VCR. As you can see, when I insert the tape, it goes in that direction. And after I replaced this belt yesterday, the loading motor started to do some grinding sounds when loading. And it started to do the sound just after I replaced that belt. But this is nothing to worry about, this is just a sound, and it doesn't affect the mechanism at all. Now this VCR is 100% working. So I don't know if you'll hear the difference, but this motor is doing some sounds, some grinding sounds. It did not do this before I replaced the belt, so the motor must be worn out. And well, I don't know why, but that must be because like maybe it must be a different belt, and well, it kind of pulls on the shaft in a different way, or I don't know. Must be like a slightly different size or something. And well, we are going to see the main difference between the Sharp and Emerson VCRs. As you can see, on the shaft of this loading motor, there is a double pulley, which is quite interesting. And on this Emerson VCR, there is only a normal pulley, but here there is a double pulley. And so the position of these pulleys are different. You can see they are not at the same place. So you can see the position of the main loading mechanism, the loading motor, the main loading pulley, and the pulley for the front loading mechanism is not are not at the same place, the same position. But the cassette carriage mechanism is basically the same thing. And there is also a Mitsubishi VCR mechanism, my HS-U20 that I used to have, and well, it has broken. I've done a video about it, what happened to it, and the mechanism is very similar to that Sharp. The loading motor is at the same place, and I think this is at the same place too, this thing. And it has the same exact kind of mechanism for the ejecting mechanism. And as you can see, this Emerson is having here this metal shaft here, and then this pulley, and there is another pulley at the back. And this mechanism is very interesting. You can see the bottom. You cannot see the bottom side on this VCR, but on some models with this mechanism you can. The VCR King has one, and there are actually two cam gears. So the pulley on the bottom side is having a metal shaft, and there are two worm gears on it with two cam gears. So there is like a worm gear that is around here that's having a cam gear, and another one that's like at the bottom here, and is driving a cam gear too. I think you can see it a little bit here. So there are actually two cam gears, which is pretty interesting. And on this one, as you can see, it doesn't have the shaft like this. There is the worm gears on the top side, and it's driving this gear, which drives this black cam gear, which is located on the top side. So this is the main difference, but besides that, the mechanism is very similar. The front loading mechanism is almost the same thing. We're going to press fast forward. As you can see, it unloads the tape from the heads. so this is not very fast. And as you could see, this mechanism unloads the tape from the heads when they are fast forward and rewinding, but not on stop. This one also instantly loads the tape on the heads, and if I press fast forward, it fast forwards and rewinds with the tape loaded on the heads. This one is not very fast too. It's from 94, while this one is from 93, so they are about from the same time period. Yeah, the date's written here, August 94. On this VCR the video works very well, and on this Emerson VCR the video mostly works, but there are some issues. I've had some issues with the video on this VCR, but at least the mechanism is fully working. So that's the point of having this VCR. So yeah, you can tell me in the comments which of these two mechanisms do you prefer. I think I actually like them as much. And well, as you can see right here, I'm zooming on it, in the center of the screen there is a metal piece, and it is this piece that pushes the plastic part, the plastic piece that goes in like this for the engaging and disengaging mechanism. And this gear, this metal pin here is on the same part as the metal part that is holding the pinch roller. So as you can see, the pinch roller will move at the same time as this when the cassette inserts and ejects. So this is a quite interesting mechanism. And well, you can see the short VCR has only basic LED lights, and this Emerson has a display with the time written here. You cannot set it without using the remote, which I don't have. And so I think that's pretty much it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for a next video.